This meeting is being recorded.
Up next, we'll take a look at the deployment pipeline. So what is the deployment pipeline? So you all learned how to publish a report and what are the ways that you can publish a report. One is you can use the Power BI desktop to publish your report on cloud, and other approaches you can directly upload your report file into a cloud. Okay, these are the way that you can publish your report. Now we will take a look at the deployment pipeline, the release management. So how you can do it with Power BI desktop. What I will do is, in this case, I just quickly switch over to my other the user ID here. I just sign out here because this is the what I am using now for the demo is the pro license. The other one is the premium license. Now I just go here and I just select this one, and here let me open my mobile phone. Yeah, good that it got connected without asking any further the authentication. So here, what I will do is I'll just show you here. When you see this icon next to your workspace, that means this is the premium license. And you can see that the development, if you see this icon, this is something like, your pipeline, deployment pipeline. If I click on this here, the deployment pipeline here on the left side, and you can create a pipeline here. And let me just open the previously created pipeline. You can see the development workspace, development, this kind of development stage. And there are three stages here: the development stage and test stage and production stage. What is the development stage here? The development stage, we design a report. One second. We design a report, and then we review the report, and then if required, we make changes to the report which we created it in the development folder, right? As per the development workspace, we do it. So once we review it, the design, whatever we did it, and whatever the logic that you use it, once you test it and review it, and then it is ready. The contents are ready for the deployment to your next stage is your testing phase. So what do you mean by content here? I said content here. What do you mean by content? Contents are nothing but your report files, the report files, and then the data sets, the report files, and the data sets and data flows. How many of you remember data flows? As part of the grouping, how to group by the fuzzy grouping, I have shown you, right? The data flow creation. Okay, so you can create the data flow. Once you create the data flow, you can also have that as part of your deployment folder here. Okay, the deployment stage, development stage. This is the development stage. You have all the contents. You have it here. You have your report file, and you having the reports are not sufficient. Data set also needs to be kept here, and also the dashboards. You created it, and then you create the data flows. And let's assume that you have created the paginated reports also, and then the other report files are also available in this development stage. And if you want to migrate everything from here to the next stage test, you need to click on deploy here. When you click on deploy, all the contents, which includes the reports, data sets, dashboards, data flows, and paginated reports, will be pushed automatically to this one. All the files will get copied here. Whatever the data files that are contents, okay, the artifacts that you have it here, that one will get pushed automatically here. Okay, what is the purpose of why do we need to worry about the deployment pipeline? So what is, first of all, deployment pipeline? The deployment pipeline, especially the tool that is available here in Power BI Cloud Service, it enables the developers to manage the contents development lifecycle. Okay, so this is the one is designed to be an efficient and to make your release management process efficient. And so they create this reusable pipeline. So it automates the movement of content from one stage to another stage. In this case, we have three stages. The automate the movement of content through one stage to another stage. When I click on it, all the contents will get pushed automatically here. right? And then look here, the green, no changes were made to. So now the testing stage, the testing team, they conduct the test here. They conduct the test, and if they find it everything is good, then you need to click on the deploy. All these contents that are available in this stage will get published or pushed to this production stage automatically, the production folder. That stage it will get pushed automatically. Okay, in the production workspace, right? Here everything has been tested in the testing phase stage itself. You did all the things. This kind of the test is nothing but your the pre-production workspace. This is where we test and verify all the content are accurate, right? In this one we do it. So once it is ready, everything is accurate, everything is good, all the report files, all the contents are good, then you are good to go and distribute to your users by pushing these contents to your production workspace by clicking on the deploy. Supposing you want to make changes to us, let's say the report you published everything in production, the end users, the reporting users, they are reviewing it, they are using it, everything. And later point in time, you want to make some changes to the existing report. In that case, what you do is you take the report file here and make changes in your development workspace. In your development workspace. And then what you do is, okay, and then what we do is you do make changes to your report here, and then what you do is and then what will happen is, supposing you have 100 contents are there here, right, including your workflows and reports, everything. Okay, forget about where we publish. Okay, that's what I explained it, okay, a while back. And here you have 100 100 contents are there, which includes the data flows and reports. And data flows you can create here only, right? So data flows and the report file dashboard, you can create it here only. Okay, everything is available in this workspace. Okay, but one specific report alone, later point in time, you want to make changes. In that case, what you do is you make changes to the report. In that case, what will happen is, out of 100, you make changes to only one report file. When you click on deploy, again, it should not push all the 100 contents to your test. Again, the same thing should not publish here. It will take, it's a time consuming process, it will cause unnecessary confusions. Whatever the changes you made to a specific report, only that one will get deployed here. Okay. Basically, we are promoting the contents from these, through these three workspaces, or, through these three stages. What are the stages? Development stage, test stage, and production stage. Let's say I create a report in my Power BI desktop, or I created, I made changes or created a report in Power BI Clouds, irrespective of the place where I created it. End of the day, all your contents are available in your workspace. Okay, and I can see that there is a question from Rashmi. In the first stage, that is development, we will develop the report in cloud, or we will upload the report from desktop in development. It can be anything, right? Report, you can see end of the day, you have a development workspace, you kept everything here. Okay, and then what you do is you create the data pipeline. So this is a deployment pipeline. So what you do is, in that case, all your development folder data is available here. Content, data in the sense, the content, the data sets, the reports, dashboards, workflows, including the page net reports, everything is available here. And you want to promote your code from here to your upstream stages, test stage and production stage. Okay, so that is what we do it as part of the deployment. What is the advantage of this deployment pipeline? It gives the flexibility to the creators to add to the development best practices. What do you mean by best practices? In each phase, you make sure that each phase, right, okay, development phase and test phase or production phase, it uses the correct data sources at the correct stages of development, as well as the access, admission, everything, it takes care of it. So the advantage of this one is you can automate your code promotion activity from one stage to another stage. And also the other best practice here is, right, the benefit of this one is we can implement the best practice, something like each stage, it uses the corresponding data set. See, in the test environment, the testing people, they use a different data set. Though your contents are same, the data sets will be different. Maybe the data file names or data set names are same, but the data are different. File names are same. The data file names are same between the dev and test, but the content of the data files are different. You agree with me or not? Okay, so these are the advantages, and also you can, this feature, the deployment pipeline feature, right, in Power BI service, it streamlines and automates these practices in single user interface. So these are the advantages of the deployment pipeline. So the deployment pipeline is nothing but you want to promote. Basically, you want to promote your content from one stage to another throughout the life cycle, right? So they have to manage the contents, the development life cycle, and it is designed to be an efficient and reusable pipeline. It is reusable. It automates the movement of content through this pipeline. And this is what I mentioned. So development and test and production, I have shown you in the Power BI Cloud service. And the advantages, why the deployment pipeline is important. Automation, anything you do manually, you might tend to make a mistake. Hence, we do automation with this tool, deployment tool. So for example, in this case, I just go here and I'll show you, this is my workspace. Look here, dev, in this case, the dev. Okay. And what I will do is I will create a fresh workspace so that you will get a sense of how we are going to do in real time. So for example, here I just say let's say dev workspace. I'm going to use this one. And then you need to scroll down here and click on the advanced here. And here with pro version, it will not work. Pro license, it will not work. And here you need to select the premium per user or premium per capacity. Okay. And embedded option also you can select it. In this case, it should be premium license, otherwise it will not work. And you have the default storage for the small data set, large data set. Let us, for demonstration purpose, I'm going to use a small data set. If the data set volume is too high, then you can go for the large data set format. And the next one is I'm going to save it. What is my workspace name? Dev. I just save it now. Now I'm done with it. So now what I can do is I can go to my Power BI desktop and publish the report here. Instead of that, I'm going to use another approach. I just click on the upload and browse. This is another way of publishing the report here. And here what I do is I just use the cross report main and cross report detail. And here browse cross report detail also possible. Look here, I just uploaded the report file. Along with that, the data set also got uploaded automatically. Good that my workspace has some data here. Okay, good. And here you can see the create deployment pipeline. Okay. And they made slight changes to this one. Okay. And even I noticed just now pipeline name. I just say the pipeline name is something like dev or development. Okay, since dev is already there, it says that pipeline is already available. I'm going to hit the create button here. And now it shows me assigned to deployment stage, assigned to deployment. So this development folder, whatever is there, so I'm going to assign it here. So and we have options here, test to production. In this case, I'm going to leave it with the default one. Content is being developed and revised. And here the previewed and verified, and they're going to verified and ready for distribution. This one. So now they've given the gist of what these stages you need to do it, okay, and assign it. So I'm going to assign this workspace dev to the development pipeline. Now my development pipeline is ready here. And here I see, I don't see any data flow here, and data mart, I don't have it. And when I click on the scroll bar right side, 2 data sets and 2 reports. You remember very well, right? So in this dev workspace, I just uploaded only 2 reports, and it shows only these 2 things here, 2 reports and the corresponding 2 data sets are available. And if you click the scroll bar right side, the dashboard also got created, all right? So we can see the 2 dashboards available here. Now, if you click on the 3 dots here, publish app, you can publish it to an app, or you can unassign a workspace. Supposing you don't want to, use this workspace, you want to use some other workspace, you can click on it, you'll get unassigned. And you can specify the access settings, everything. This is more of admin stuff. Okay, the Power BI administrator, they are supposed to do it. And if you click on it, you can see the the advanced, the same thing here. This is just a setting. Okay, here we need to specify all the things. Okay, that's it. And also if you see here the workspace access, yeah, this is access thing. Apart from admin, you want to assign it to any other member in your organization, okay, contributor. So you can specify the privilege also, okay, admin privilege. You want to give an admin role to other person in your team, you can give it with this one. And you need to specify the email ID of that guy here, okay. You need to specify the email ID of your team member, and you can, assign this role to this member. And or just a member, okay. You cannot do deployment, everything. Simply you can be part of this one, you can access, view it, that's all. Contributor, so you can contribute to this thing, okay. You can contribute to the deployment process in that case, but you will not have the full admin permission, but you will have some partial privileges to do some kind of migration. And viewer, you just, as the name says, you can just view it. Any of these, all the settings will be done in real time scenario by the Power BI administrator. It is not your responsibility. And even an architect, they don't do it, all these things, okay. Yes, that is not possible. Yeah, I need to check it out. Okay, you can assign more. First, we'll go one by one. Okay. So now what I do is show more here. Cross report all the, what are the contents. You can also see it here. And now what I do is I just click on deploy here. And then I'm going to see everything. It lists down everything here. And then you can, if you want to add a note, you can add a note here. So deployed on so-and-so date. And whatever the thing that you can specify it here. And here, okay, I'm going to hit deploy here. It'll take for a while. All the contents will get pushed here. Yeah, so the other question is, can we assign more than one workspace to development stage? So you can create the pipeline, right? You can create different pipeline for different workspace, because it's in this case, the workspace have, the relevant, for example, one workspace is related to the supply chain workspace. So why you need to assign more than workspace to a single pipeline, right? So you can create separate pipeline. Look at the deployment complete. So the workspace was deployed to the test stage. Go to the workspace, and if you see here, and you can see the 2 data sets and reports, and you can see the green icon here. What is this green? This green check marks tells us all of the content in the 2 workspaces or a one-on-one for match. That means it is exact match. Okay, there is no difference between these 2 folders contents. So everything from this workspace is promoted to the next stage. Okay, that is what the green tells us. And if you look here, deployment rules, and here the deployment history, you can see the deployment history also here. So what date and what time, who deployed this one, and how many number of contents were there. And you can see the status tick mark, and here you can see the ID, okay, deployment ID, something like that, okay. And if you click on it here, the deployment rules, what is this for this one? And if you click on it here, you can see the data set here. Okay. And here, what you can do is, let me just move this side and filter by keyword. For example, I'm going to select the main here. I select the main here. You can add the rule also here. Okay. Choose the data source. And for example, I'm going to use the main sales for in the test. This is a test workspace. In this case, I'm not going to use the data set which I use it for the test development. So what I do is I replace this one with by QA data set, test data set. So this is the QA data set. Replace this data set with this one. I'm going to click on save here. I have some issue with this one. I'm not going to. This is how you can add the rule also here. And you have the parameter, you can add the parameter. So had I used any parameter there, so I can use it here. For you remember the query parameter we discussed, right? The same thing will be appeared here. So these are things that you can do it here. So now what I do is I just go and open this report here. Which report? The two reports which I published it here. And what are the report names? And you can click it and see the cross report detail and cross report detail. And sorry, these are the things, right? So what about that one? Okay, cross report detail and cross report main. Okay, so what I will do is I'll just go to the cross report main in my Power BI desktop, or you can make changes in the cloud also. That doesn't matter. Power BI desktop. Here, what I do is I just delete this one, and then I'm going to save this. So this kind of you don't want a specific visual in this report. So what you're doing is from the production you picked up this report, and then you are making changes in here. And then what you do is I just go and upload it in my Power BI Cloud Service. Where I am going to do it, I just go here and yeah, this is the one is related to what? Okay, this is the one is related to. Okay. I just go here. Yeah, I'm in this one. And here, what I do is I just go to the workspaces and then in the dev. So next to the dev, you can see this icon. So this one tells you it's a premium license. Okay. And here I just go and upload the report which I made changes, cross report main. You will just cross check here the cross report main. I removed it. Okay. And I just saved it also. And now I just upload this file here. This replace it. And if I go back to this stage, and if I refresh this, let's see what happens. Now it compares the, where kind of a version, okay, what kind of version, are there any changes have, compared to the test and dev? Yes, there is a, a change here. Show more, you can see that cross report main and cross report, and the cross report main, we made some changes here. So hence it shows the amber color here, okay. Changes were made to content since the last deployment. Okay, so now we can see that there are some changes happened here. So what I will do is I will just hit this deploy button here. Look here, though we have two contents, two report files are there, it just deploys only the report file where I made changes just now in the development workspace. Not all the files will get redeployed. Remember that. Whatever the changes that you make it to your report file or any content in your dev space, only that changed content will get deployed to your subsequent stages. So now it has been, now we have deployed the report file which had a change in it. Only that file we deployed it here. Now both of them are in sync. Okay, fine. And the same thing, when you click on deploy now, let's say you tested it everything in your either in your Power BI desktop or cloud service. If you want to make based on your testing, you think you need to remove certain things or you need to make some changes to your logic or the business rule, you can change it, and then again you test it here, and then you deploy it to your production. The next one is if you click on it, it'll get deployed here. So once you deploy it here, your contents are ready to distribute with other users. Okay, that means your reports are reviewed, tested, and corrected, fixed all the bugs. Once you publish it here, it is ready to be used or consumed by the end users or the report users. So got it. So this is your forward deployment. The backward deployment is also possible from production to test to development. Usually what we do is if you wanted to make any changes to your existing report file, any additional changes required, we take it to the development and then we do it and then we push it to your test and then we do it here. But the backward deployment is also possible. That is also possible. And there is some other requirement. Okay, is it possible to deploy to multiple targets? Maybe interview questions or as part of your business development call, your customer is asking, is it possible for me to deploy the report? For example, in the test, we did everything is fine and we wanted to deploy to multiple targets, multiple production system. Is it possible? You cannot do it directly. There are some indirect. So in that case, what you do, you create apps, and then what you do that apps you can point to different targets. That way you can do it. Okay. And again, so can I assign more than one workspace to a pipeline? So that is not the right way. It's not required because each pipeline, because each workspace is kind of your one specific module, supply chain analytics, retail analytics. In that case, you create a development pipeline for that specific thing. Okay, that is enough. So now we understood with this what is deployment, why deployment pipeline is required, and how to assign a workspace to the deployment pipeline, how to create a pipeline, and how to assign a workspace to pipeline, how we can automate or publish the contents from your development stage to test stage and to the upstream. You can so you can do that. And also we discussed about the forward deployment, and the reverse is also possible. And also we have seen we have taken one report and we removed one visual, and then we made change to a report and then we publish it. Only the change report got published or pushed to the test environment when I hit this deploy button. Okay, it automatically tracks the changes. Okay, whether all these environments are in sync with respect to the content versions.